Alright, James, so we haven't had you on the show in, like, forever. So I'm not mad at you, and I have to, like, piss you off in some way, shape, or form. So, what about that Viking experience?
Okay, where the fuck do I start? For a guy who saw them live in New York, as literally, Lord did I know that this was going to be the last time they were going to be known as the War Raiders. I guess I witnessed history in that way. Fucking kill me. How? Apparently the reason being is because war sounds too barbaric, so they had to change the name at last minute.
Yeah.
Holy shit, the name they went with. Like, experience. Like, did they just be like, oh, well, we had, instead of the Express, we'll go with Experience. It's like they took one look of like the Midnight Express, changed one fucking word, Experience, and then just put Vikings in front of where Midnight would be.
My theory is, much like some of the shows that we've named, they came down to the midnight hour, and they were like, we know we want it to be the Viking something, but we don't know what that something is, and it was like 30 seconds till they had to go out. And they're like, what do I type in here for the promo, for the banner? And they're like, the Viking Experience. Just go with Experience, man. We'll fix it later.
Oh, they probably said the Viking Experiment. It's like, oh, Viking Experience.
I would much prefer the Viking Experiment.
That's all shit's gonna be.
I wouldn't have gone with it at all. Supposedly it was a sponsored thing, to which I say to that, how is it that bad? It's really not that bad. Your own fucking show back in the 90s had war in it.
Raw is war backwards.
Yes. Backwards ass program.
God,
they can call them the Raw Raiders.
The Raw Raiders. Dude, that sounds like a porn title. Even more so than the Viking Experience. The Raw Raiders.
Here's the thing about it. I wouldn't have been, like, it still would have been a shitty name, but, like, I could have gotten over it after a bit. But then they have the fucking gall. They changed their goddamn names to Eric, and Ivor. Did a fucking kindergartner come up with these names? Eric and Ivor? Are you serious? Hanson and Rowe weren't intimidating, so we're gonna change. And you know what really sounds intimidating, pal? Eric and Ivor. Wow.
Oh, don't give that idea to Heyman. I know that impression.
So fucking ridiculous, dude.
I agree. Stupid name.
It's so dumb, and that's not even part of the reason why we're here today, but I needed to get that out there, because I still have yet to vent about this shit name change. And, by the way, just out of fucking protest, I refuse to call them the Viking Experience after this point.
I don't think you are capable of saying the word experience.
I thought that you just sputtered on that word.
I will chant war anytime they come out, so fuck you.
Experience!
Yeah, how the fuck is that gonna get over?
Welcome to Aftermatch.
Owen said it himself. It's like they're dead on arrival, and they really are. Like anybody, and people thought Sanity was gonna be used bad. Oh boy, you ain't seen nothing yet. This name change alone is gonna bury them, and they're gonna be like, I don't know what to do with them.
They're also.
You shouldn't have changed the fucking name, assholes.
Support, no DQ.
Welcome everybody to Aftermatch Wrestling presents the Rated R Remix. We are going to do some fantasy booking, and in this case, we're going to go a little askew. This is more like fantasy firing, because we have written down everybody that WWE has in employ. All the superstars from Raw, SmackDown, 205 Live, NXT, and NXT UK, and goddamn is that a long fucking list.
This was just the first 3 brands. This isn't even including NXT, NXT UK.
To give you an idea, I'm going to name them all in just a moment. Before we get to the part where everybody tunes out, let's introduce our guest tonight. Back by popular demand.
The Arch Angel.
Yes.
Oh wait,
the
I'm popular? What?
Between these two guys.
Yeah, we wanted you back.
We
That's all
wanted
that
you
matters.
back on here. That's two people. That's awesome.
Yeah.
James
Well, hi,
Hebert,
guys. I'm
welcome back to the show.
Mr. Creator Wrestler himself.
I like that.
I am the Rated R reviewer, Stefan Osborne, joined as always by the General Jerry Slaughter.
Good evening, good afternoon. We are up midday.
Yeah,
And
it's
also,
a weird time of day
good
for
night,
us.
depending on where you are in the world.
Yes.
Yeah, we got to do this early. We've got an Ohio Valley Wrestling event here in town to get to today. So
Yeah.
we wanted to get a video out there, though, because opportunity knocks. And here we are.
What up? Hey, Opportunity, what's going on?
On Raw, the male superstars, Seth Rollins, Kurt Hawkins, Zack Ryder, Eric and Ivar, the Vikings. That's all I'm going to call
The
them.
Vikings.
AJ Styles, Akam and Razor, Authors of Pain, Aleister Black, and Ricochet, they're a tag team. Andrade, Baron Corbin, Dallas and Axel, the B team. We've got Bobby Lashley and Leo Rush. We've got Bobby Roode, no longer with Chad Gable. He got drafted to SmackDown. Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt, Brock Lesnar, Cedric Alexander. We've got Dash and Dawson, the Revival. We've got Dolph Ziggler, still employed apparently. Drew McIntyre, EC3, Eric Young, Fandango and Tyler Breeze, the Fashion Police, Goldust. We've got Grand Metalik, Kalisto, and Lindsay Dorado, collectively the Lucha House Party. Jay and Jimmy, the Usos. We've got Jinder Mahal, who comes with Samir and Sunil Singh.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Connor and Victor, the Ascension. We've got Mojo Rawley, No Way Jose, Heath Slater, and Rhino. They are both apparently still employed.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Sami Zayn and Titus O'Neil. That is just the males. That is just Raw.
You take a breath, I will take care of SmackDown real quick.
Why don't you finish
Did
with
we
the
also
women's...
get
Well, I figure we'll do all the women last and go from there, because I got all the women listed on one list.
Okay, let's keep going with the males.
Okay.
Jerry's got SmackDown.
Alright. Aiden English, Alexander Wolf, who I'm pretty sure is gone now. Ali, Cruz, New Day, Big Show, Murphy, Cesaro, and Sheamus, Chad Gable, as mentioned, Daniel Bryan, Elias, the Colons, Eddie and Primo, or Epic and Primo.
Epico and Primo.
Yeah. Finn Balor, Harper's gone. Hardys, Anderson, Gallows, Owens, Killian Dane, Kofi. I wrote down Kofi Kingston anyway. Sullivan, Tucker and Otis, R-Truth, Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, Eric Rowan, Rusev, Samoa Joe, Sheamus, Shelton Benjamin, Nakamura, and Sin Cara.
And on 205 Live, which is mostly males except for Maria Kanellis, we've got Akira Tozawa, the Brian Kendrick, we've got Aria Davari, Drew Gulak, Humberto Carrillo, Mike Kanellis, Oni Lorcan, Tony Nese, who's the champ, and Drake Maverick, who is the GM.
We also have Jack Gallagher.
Yep.
Yeah, Jack Gallagher. I don't know where I missed him.
You probably skipped him because I've already had the idea of moving him down.
Got him written right there. I don't know why I didn't say him.
He may have flown over your head with his umbrella.
Now let's go with all the main roster females before we go into NXT.
Oh, well, absolutely. I didn't write down any NXT. That's why
Why don't you knock out Raw?
Yeah. Alexa, well, I got all the women all together. Alexa Bliss, Alicia Fox, Beth Phoenix, Dana Brooks, Lacey Evans, Naomi, Natalia, Nia Jax, Ronda Rousey, Ruby Riott, Sarah Logan, Sasha, Tamina, Zelina Vega, Asuka, Lynch, Becky
SmackDown.
Lynch. Yeah, Asuka, Becky Lynch, Iconics, Carmella, Charlotte Flair, Ember Moon, Kairi Sane, Lana, Liv Morgan, and Mandy Rose and Mickey James.
And Sonya Deville and
Sonya
Bailey
Deville.
and Paige.
Yep.
Even though she's not active, apparently she's going to be managing Asuka and Kairi Sane.
I put her in the manager section.
Which still doesn't make any sense to me, by the way.
It doesn't.
Speaking of manager sections, we've got Sid Scala and Johnny Saint in the manager section in NXT UK. We've also got Regal in the manager section of NXT. In the Superstar section of NXT, a lot smaller than it used to be. We got Adam Cole, Angelo Dawkins, and Montez Ford, collectively the Street Profits. We've got Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, the Undisputed Era. They go with Cole. They also go with Roderick Strong. We've got Cesar Bononi, who I know I've seen him wrestle before.
Cesar Bononi.
Cesar.
He was one of the guys got his ass handed to him by the Vikings.
Damian Priest, formerly what was his name?
Martinez.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. And let's see, we've got Birch. Birch and Lorcan are technically a tag team, even though technically now Lorcan is 205 Live. So I'm sure there's going to be some sharing going on. Dominic Dijakovic. We've got Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel, collectively the European Union. We've got Jackson Riker, along with Steve Cutler and Wesley Blake, collectively the Forgotten Sons. Got Johnny Gargano, Keith Lee, Kona Reeves, Matt Riddle, Raul Mendoza. We've got Riddick Moss, who I don't know who that is. We've got Shane Thorne.
We don't care.
Tino Sabatelli, Tommaso Ciampa, who is currently injured, probably for a long time, and the North American champion, Velveteen Dream.
Or the Velveteen Dream, whichever one you're watching.
On the female roster, Shayna Baszler, we've got Aaliyah and Vanessa Bourne. They are a tag team. We've got Bianca Belair, Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, Deonna Purrazzo, Io Shirai. We've got Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir. They are, I guess, a tag team. We've got Casey Canzaro. We've got Mia Yim, Tainara Conti, and Xia Li. And then, this is still not over. We still have NXT UK. We've got the champion Walter. We've got the tag champions Zach Gibson and James Drake. We've got Amir Jordan and Kenny Williams. They are a tag team. We've got Mastiff, Kenny Dennis. We've got Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews. They are a tag team. We've got Ilha Dragunov. I guess that's somebody that's going to be debuting soon.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Joe and Mark the Coffee Brothers. We've got Devlin. That's Jordan Devlin, Joseph Connors, Cassius Ono, Ligero. We've got Noam Dar. We've got Pete Dunne, Sam Gradwell. I don't know who that is. We've got Saxon Huxley. We've got Travis Banks, Trent Seven and Tyler Bate, collectively Mustache Mountain. We've got Tyson T-Bone, Mike Hitchman, and Jay Melrose, collectively The Hunt. And we've got Wolfgang to round off the third member of Gallus. And for the females, much shorter list. Isla Dawn, Jazzy Gabbert, Jenny, Killer Kelly, Nina Samuels, Rhea Ripley, Toni Storm, and Xia Brookside. And we see a lot of Candy Floss in there too.
Yeah,
but I don't think she's signed yet.
She's not officially signed. She's just there to look pretty.
That is a lot
Millie
of
McKenzie,
motherfuckers.
Also, I don't know if you got her.
What's that?
Who?
Millie McKenzie.
I don't think she's signed either, technically.
But like a lot of people.
She's on the roster I'm looking at.
So let's add her. Millie. All right. So we were going to do this as a different kind of shakeup, like do our own versions of the shakeup. But considering this mega list of an enormous amount of people, we're gonna start this just simply firing some motherfuckers. Get rid of them. I know NXT could use a large influx. Maybe we can move some of those people to NXT instead, or even NXT UK, because there's a lot of people that that should be gone from the roster that probably came from a foreign country. Therefore, you have NXT UK.
All right.
Automatic.
So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and make a column for people we fire, and then another one for people we not really bump down to NXT as much as shift over there to possibly help out the brands or like give somebody else a push.
Cool.
All right.
So who goes first? Who are you gonna fire first, James?
Who am I firing first? Well, there's one name that's staring me in the fucking face.
Let it rip.
Bye-bye, Baron Corbin. Get the fuck off my roster.
Gone.
The guy's talentless. Everybody wants to say, well, he's getting good heat now. How? Oh, because he beat Kurt Angle, that substitutes as good heat now, apparently.
Yeah.
Need we remind everybody that he was worse than the Roman Reigns experiment and actually chased off a lot more people ratings-wise because he's just not that good. He's just not.
I agree.
He's not. He's a waste of space. He's a goddamn waste man. Get him the fuck off Raw. Get him the fuck out of WWE entirely. See ya. Bye.
Corbin's gone. Done. So are Epico and Primo. I'm not moving them around. I'm just getting rid of them.
I was about to say, they do so much better in their dad's company in Puerto Rico, just like Carlito. So, I think that's their cousin. Carlito's their cousin.
Personally, I think if all three of them wanted to travel outside of Puerto Rico also, they could go to the Indies and have a very successful run, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's go ahead and, even though we're not positive that it's official, let's go ahead and get rid of both Wolf and Harper.
Yep. Naturally.
In that vein, Killian's gone, too.
Yeah. Go ahead and get rid of anybody that's insanity minus Eric Young.
Yeah, let's keep Eric Young. Let's keep.
Well, what about Alexander Wolf? He's actually rumored to join that European Union faction that they're starting because Walter is apparently supposed to take over that.
Ring comp type shit. Yeah, that wouldn't shock me if they kept him around just to say they're going to move him over to NXT UK, which I'd be completely okay with. So
I would actually keep Wolf. I'd actually probably keep Gil.
I thought Wolf was the one that wanted to leave.
I thought it was too, unless it's Dane, but I'm pretty sure it's Wolf.
So you want to send them to NXT UK?
I want to send
at least.
I
say you do that with Killian Dane too, specifically because you could pair him up with Gallus.
Oh, that'd be the fourth member to get Dallas.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, because you could. And you know if that's going to happen, they're going to get a fourth member of British Strong Style, which means you're going to have a fucking faction war in NXT UK, which is exactly what I recommended they do.
Ring Comp versus Gallus, Kingdom versus Holy Ground. The NXT UK War Games.
I'd be down for that.
Let's go. That's a WrestleGasm and a half right there.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So back to the original point.
Agree.
Yeah.
I am going as hard as this is going to be, man. Because I like him, but I think it's time. Ziggler gone.
Yeah.
No, he's been underutilized for so long to the point where people just don't care.
Send him off to the mid card in AEW.
And the minute he goes to the Indies, I guarantee you he's going to get a major pop and he'll actually be used properly. So, yeah, gone.
That's one of those people you don't want to see go, but they need to.
You know something I think I want to do that's surprising?
What's that?
I'm going to bypass NXT even though I know they need more talent. I'm sending Jinder Mahal to NXT UK.
Oh, I was going to fire him.
All right, make your case on why you would fire him, and then Stefan, I'm actually interested in what you would have him do in NXT UK.
Well, he's taking Samir and Sunil with him.
Of course, that's a package deal right there. That's his carry-on bags. But why would you straight up fire Mahal?
I'd fire Mahal. This is basically the simple reason. It was the exact same reason I fired Corbin. The guy was the sole reason why SmackDown ratings were going down. He was the sole reason why attendance was going down. I mean, they were getting half-empty arenas for fuck's sake. And now that he's no longer the WWE champion, because Brock Lesnar basically told Vince, I ain't fighting this guy, this ain't believable, which, I'm sorry, is true. He's not. He's just not believable at all. Then then he lost the title. He won the U.S. title, then lost it, I think, not even a week later, or it may have been 24 hours, to Jeff Hardy. And he's been nothing since. He's right back to where he started, to jobber status. And maybe it's no fault to him, but, the fact that they pushed him to the moon so quick, and now he's right back where he started before they gave him.
He did seriously go from like 3MB right to like the title picture. It seemed like he took an opportunity and kind of ran with it. So
it's like I'm sorry, but I think he should be gone. I think he's not. If they're not going to do anything with him anyway, and they're just going to use him for freaking comedy skits after the show goes off the air, or have him job out on main event, what the fuck is the point? I don't care if he was WWE champion. Get rid of him.
Yeah, and I completely agreed with all of that until I started thinking about whether or not he would be a good fit on NXT or NXT UK. I feel like he'd be a great fit on NXT UK. Consider how he was used badly as the foreign heel on SmackDown versus how that character would go over in the UK based on their previous relation country-wise. Like,
perception, yes.
Like, he would be a great heel and a big guy. He is a big guy, and he's actually good at his job despite them misusing him. I think he would be great to eventually go up against Walter for the title over on NXT UK. And with his size and his athleticism, he would be a believable contender for Walter.
Yeah.
Here's my rebuttal to that. If you're going to have this faction war, which we're planning, let's say that we're actually booking, week to week, or we're booking the long-term plan here. You're going to have the European Union versus or whatever we're going to call them, other than the European Union, versus Gallus versus British Strong Style, and that's going to lead into their War Games match, probably say around SummerSlam time. Where the hell is Jinder Mahal going to fit into all that?
Give him Samir, or give him what's his name, Jordan, Amir Jordan, and now he's got 4 people.
I feel like in order to really maximize what you're planning with Jinder, they would literally have to make another mid-card championship over for NXT.
Well,
which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
They need to bring in the European title anyway. We've been screaming this.
To the rooftops, I say.
But I feel like Jinder is somebody that they have put way too much time and money into to just get rid of if he can fit elsewhere, and I feel like he could fit very well on NXT UK. He's a foreigner, and the foreign relation and the history relation between Britain and fucking India is something that it has got storyline built into it. I see where you're coming from. That's pretty much A, cheap heat, and B, the fact that just make for some great television, I think. Just do it over there for a while. Give him 8 months to a year over in NXT UK for you to build him up into a championship match with Walter at the next Mania, or the NXT takeover before Mania. And then have him job to Walter, and then you can fire him then.
Yeah. No harm, no foul.
If that's the case, that's fine. Here's what I would recommend. I would not have the package deal, and here's the reason why. It's not that it's not necessarily a good idea. If we're going to do that, I'd rather have the Singh brothers actually turn back into the Bollywood Boys and possibly start a cruiserweight tag division.
Okay, so send them to 205 Live.
In desperate need of one.
That actually be really cool.
So I would recommend, if you're going to do that, if you're going to book Jinder Mahal, go all the way with it. Don't have him be a chicken shit heel. Have him be like, this guy can handle his own business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he'll use the cowardly tactics every time, but during TV. But when it's pay-per-view time or takeover time, he's in there for business. He's gonna go in there and fuck you up.
Yeah.
At that point, the Bollywood Boys should be on 205, building a possible tag division for that brand for the future.
Okay, done. All right, so let's move on. Titus O'Neil, gone. Obviously, he's good for the brand. You don't fire him completely. He goes backstage. He's a goodwill ambassador, blah, 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 whatever. But from television, gone.
I feel like he should be a manager if you're going to have him on TV, not a wrestler.
He's peaked. He had his ultimate moment with Titus World Slide. My opinion, the funniest moment in WWE history.
They ran with that still, and they didn't. I was kind of...
They could have just made that a thing where he just runs out to the ring and always trips on the mat. No.
I would have laughed at how many things they could have came up with that. They did it 1 week and then they abandoned it.
Well, that was like, they actually did something like that with Spanky for a while, or Brian Kendrick. You'd actually slide all the way into the ring, like slide out the other side, more or less.
Yeah.
So that'd actually be pretty cool.
So let's do, I'm gonna spare Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel and send them to NXT.
Kind of like Performance Center, or would you send them to actual active competition?
Active competition. They're NXT stars. They can go back. Now they're a tag team. They can go back as the B team or rebrand them. I would rebrand them.
I said I would rebrand them entirely. I would be like, we're tired of being treated like a joke. That's why we're back.
I'm on the fence about firing Heath Slater and Rhino or sending them to another brand.
I would make them trainers.
Can I talk?
Yeah.
Can I talk? Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel are both like superstar legends, like kids. So it'd be cool to embrace their former last names and say it's like, we're not going to be stupid gimmicks anymore. We are wrestling royalty. Kind of like how Legacy was for a while there in WWE. It's like, we're going to run this shit down here. So that would be beautiful.
So Bo Rotunda and Curtis Hennig.
Or Joe Hennig.
Joe Hennig.
Joe Hennig.
Yeah, I feel like Bo, you should at least keep the first name of Bo, so he could be called Bo Rotunda. Bo Rotunda and Joe Hennig.
Yes. That actually
that rolls off the tongue if you're going to do that.
Yeah, that sounds really good. That was an excellent idea.
Have we talked about the revival yet? Should we get right to them? Because I have an idea what you can do with the revival.
Before we do that, can we all agree Lesnar needs to get fired?
Lesnar's been gone like a year ago.
Okay. Let's get rid of him.
I mean, I thought he was fired just with a championship and held it hostage.
Oh, also, what about Goldust? Should we let him go join his brother?
Yes.
He's not doing anything else, so yeah.
All right.
And he's currently inactive. So,
as far as the tag team, the cruiserweight tag team champion, should we also send Lucha House Party back to 205 Live?
Yes. Lucha House Party back to 205, and I was also going to say, if they can lose the weight, which I think wouldn't be impossible, and knowing WWE can probably just lie about it anyway,
yeah.
I would actually send the revival to 205 as well, because there'd be a lot of heat that could be generated if you make them the 205 Live Tag Team Champions, and they wreck roughshod against all the teams. It'd be kind of like a Neville deal.
I'm actually really on board with that.
That'd be really cool.
So let's start a 205 Live Tag Team Championship for the cruiserweights.
Mm-hmm.
And just start sending a bunch of people that might be cruiserweights over there. Is there any other tag teams we can send into that division?
Well,
there'll be plenty. I've got ideas. We'll be good.
We could always bring back Epico and Primo.
And take
actually,
them.
Yeah. They're not fired. Put them in 205. Easily can be 205. Like, they could be contenders for those titles. I could actually see that. Make them baby faces so that way you actually have challengers for Dawson and Dash and Dawson.
Somewhere Noah Foster's ears are ringing off the hook right now.
Speaking of 205, I feel like we would be doing Noah an injustice here if we didn't try and beef up this brand. Is there any way it's believable that Shelton Benjamin is under 205 pounds?
Oh, easily. Yeah, you could do that.
Right.
Currently, let me look up his weight here.
I was about to say, if anything, I'd put him as GM over on 205 Live just for that.
Just so you could get Drake Maverick in the ring?
As the general manager. I wouldn't actually...
The problem is with that, he's going to be managing EC3, so it'd be him pulling double duty at this point.
Yeah, but boys, no way.
Yeah.
No way something can be. 248 pounds, that's a no-go. That's just a no-go.
Somewhere along the line, I forgot to put Rey Mysterio.
He's easily forgettable, injury-prone, and he needs to go.
Or can we send him to 205 Live?
No, we can send him to 205. You gotta remember, but that's just me. He's not even that injured. He only tweaked his knee tweaked his ankle this time.
But it's becoming more and more frequent. So we're getting to see him injured more than we actually are on television. You forget that he's even on the show.
What about Tyler Breeze and or Fandango?
Breeze needs to go back to NXT.
Yeah, Breeze to NXT. Breeze to NXT. Or if, hold on, let me look up Fandango's weight here. Actually, because if he can easily lose the weight to B205,
oh, that'd be good too.
I would actually put them in the Cruiserweight Tag division. I'd actually put them both in the Cruiserweight Tag here. No, that's a no-go as well. 244.
Oh yeah, he's definitely heavyweight territory.
Yeah, so yeah, put them both to NXT because they could really be a good help over there.
Yep.
So put them as like a package deal.
All right.
All right, you're speaking briefly about Slater and Rhino.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would say Heath Slater's time is done. He needs to go ahead and go, maybe back to the Southern Indies or something, but I wouldn't
make him a trainer. I wouldn't get rid of him per se, but
well,
I'd make him
in this case, he's not going to be wrestling anymore.
He cuts really great promos and he does some solid in-ring jobber work. So I think he'd do an awesome job at the Performance Center. Like, he'd actually be able to show people how to sell moves great and also how to cut a promo, but at the same time, not be on television.
My question, and I'm sure this is everybody's question, what are you planning for Rhino?
Rhino? Chances are he's in the twilight of his career anyway. He was about ready to become a mayor and leave, just like Kane.
And if he doesn't, you can always hire him for a training job.
Yeah.
He can train the guys at the Performance Center.
I'd say go ahead and I'd say put him in Purgatory, put him in the Performance Center in NXT.
Yeah. Same with Heath. I think you can get a lot out of Heath.
So Heath and Rhino not fired. Congratulations, Heath. You can still support your kids.
For this purpose, they're essentially fired.
Yeah.
What about Aiden English? Can we put him permanently on 205 Live?
Aiden English permanently as the 205 Live commentator. He's fucking fantastic as the babyface. Like, I'm almost tempted to say he's so good that you should actually switch the babyface. Like, I feel like what's his face? Percy Watson should actually be on 205, and then you send Aiden English down to NXT to join up with Morrow and Nigel, because he's really that good. He's really that fucking good.
All right, so since we're talking about commentators right now, I think Stefan's going to agree with this one. Fire Vic Joseph!
And send Paige to NXT UK.
And send Paige as a commentator for NXT UK.
Are we able to hire people too?
I mean, sure, but this is the idea here.
This is cutting a lot of people out.
Yeah, we're trying to make cuts.
Fair enough. Well, I feel like we've made a lot of cuts. I'd only be hiring one guy, and this is specifically for UK.
What's that?
Dave Bradshaw.
Just for those people that have no idea who he is, tell me who he is.
Dave Bradshaw is such a good... he's basically a UK Indies commentator. He commentates for Defiant Wrestling, and he's been commentating for Defiant Wrestling back when it was What Culture Pro Wrestling. I think this guy is highly underrated. I think this guy is highly underutilized when it comes to commentary. I think WWE should scoop him up, and it'd be a huge coup to get him as the play-by-play for NXT UK to join up with Nigel, and maybe you can get another guy to join up with them, maybe somebody that's Irish, but at the very least get Dave Bradshaw, because Dave Bradshaw is
I'm gonna say
phenomenal.
I'm gonna say sure, because we're not really loading the commentators anyway. We're just moving people to commentators so that we can get them off the active roster.
But yeah, that sounds.
But sure,
that sounds awesome. Do we want to keep Nia Jax in any way, shape, or form?
Yeah, we want to keep Nia Jax. Do you want to move her?
I don't want Nia.
Is it two versus one? If it's 2 versus 1, we'll cut her.
Okay. With Nia, I want to at least make my case.
Oh.
And also for both her and Tamina, they're botch monkeys. I hate the way they work. They injure way too many people. They're a liability. They need to go. They just need to fucking go. Not
Nia
to
Jax.
mention the fact that Nia is such a liability, she can't even keep herself uninjured. So, I'm sorry. this has gotten way out of hand with her. Get rid of her completely.
I was about to say, you don't gotta be sorry on this
So
show.
they put Beth Phoenix on the active roster, and I guess that's true. She's had a few matches lately and possibly could have some more. But I would prefer her on commentary. I dig her on commentary, and I'm sending her to NXT.
NXT on commentary with Beth Phoenix? That would be fantastic.
Now, as in the vein of moving people, I'm thinking about moving Cesaro and or Sheamus to NXT UK to bring some star power, because it just kind of.
I'd move them both to NXT.
I'm not sure about moving them both because I feel like that's
much.
Immediately going to put them in the tag division.
True.
I would rather split them up and make one of them a really big star over on NXT UK.
So Sheamus.
I would actually go Cesaro.
I would do Cesaro for main event in NXT. Because if he ain't gonna get a world title in the main roster, he deserves an NXT title run.
We're about we separate them into NXT and NXT UK. Like, actually, not just one brand.
I think that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Send Cesaro to NXT and send Sheamus to UK.
How sick would it be for both of them win the top titles like an NXT pay-per-view?
That's what I'm saying. It would be cool. It would be very cool. And I think Cesaro's long overdue for some sort of singles title anyway.
So
that's actually a meaning.
So Cesaro over to NXT and Sheamus to NXT UK.
Yeah, NXT UK, yes.
I can see him going against Joe Coffey and that being sick.
The Ascension, get rid of him or no?
Oh, the Ascension? Bye-bye.
Bye.
You don't even want to replace him somewhere?
They came up from NXT to such fanfare and everything and just let themselves go. And they became a joke the second they got into the ring.
I would argue with saving Connor. I would send Connor back to NXT.
Actually a really good wrestler.
But back
NXT as a single star.
Back when he was in Deep South Wrestling as O'Connor, he was in the greatest shape of his life, and he was a force to be reckoned with. And then, little by little, he just let himself go. And so did Victor.
Can we send him to
No,
NXT?
Victor's the worst out of the two, though. I would say Connor is still athletic. He can still wrestle. He's actually a really good worker.
Victor looks good, but he's not good.
I can honestly say,
Connor looks good.
Out of any of the people that came out of the Heart Dungeon that I know of, Victor is the biggest disappointment.
Yeah, Victor needs to go.
So
Victor's gone. Connor's sent to NXT.
Yeah, he could actually be. You could actually salvage Connor.
Yeah.
You could actually put him on a brand that will actually mean something and will actually utilize him.
Man, we have dropped this.
It's looking really good over here.
We actually might have to send some people from SmackDown over to Raw. There are a few people on Raw that concern me, though. We've got Mojo Rawley and No Way Jose.
Ooh, Mojo Rawley gone. No Way Jose.
Could he be on 205?
No Way Jose?
Yeah.
No, he's definitely a heavyweight. You can just tell by first off by how tall he is, and second
off
by the for him. I would say that No Way Jose could be back in NXT because he'll actually be utilized.
They do need somebody to pump the crowd up a little bit, and that'd be cool to put him with Bugenhagen for no apparent reason.
We're going with that. Put No Way Jose in NXT and team him up with Bugenhagen. Absolutely. That needs to happen. It just needs to happen.
That was just a one-off idea, and it turned out pretty good.
No,
there is actually one hiring off of this that I am okay with, and that is Bugenhagen. So we will do that.
Yeah.
Yes. What about the Authors of Pain?
Leave them. We are running severely. So Mojo Rawley's gone too?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mojo go away.
Mojo no mo.
So we are down to
Gronkowski, no one cares.
On Raw, we are down to Seth Rollins, Kurt Hawkins, Zack Ryder, the Vikings, AJ Styles, Authors of Pain, Aleister Black, Andrade, Bobby Lashley, Bobby Roode, Lio Rush, Strowman, Wyatt, Cedric Alexander. Actually, there's more than I thought there was. Drew McIntyre, EC3, Eric Young, the Usos, Ricochet, and Sami Zayn.
That actually sounds like a really goddamn good roster.
Yes, it does.
Cut all the shit out of it.
On SmackDown, we are down to Kofi Kingston, Finn Balor, Joe, the Hardy Boys, Ali, Apollo Crews, the rest of New Day, Big Show. Can we retire Big Show finally?
We'll retire him, put him in the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame, there we go.
Make him an ambassador for the company.
Although, you know what's funny too is like if we're gonna do that, I feel like they need to do like a retirement match because, like, he probably had some of the best matches of his career with Strowman.
I can actually say him,
but still gone.
Yeah, I can actually see him giving a farewell speech and everything to the crowd after he loses to Strowman, and just more or less passing the torch, waving goodbye in a tearful thing, and leaving.
One last ring explosion.
Yes, one last ring collapse.
Yes,
he just gets up, the ring's like half leaned over, and he's like, bye.
So we've got Buddy Murphy, Chad Gable, Daniel Bryan, Elias, Carl and Luke, the Good Brothers. We've got.
Oh, all right, we're on the Good Brothers. NXT.
NXT?
Yeah.
NXT. Those guys, I feel like, would be much better utilized on NXT because, if you're gonna.
Or especially if they somehow make an NXT Japan, like we're talking about, move them back over to Japan, and just have since they have notoriety over there.
You could, but
with the War Club.
If you're going to have, the thing about it is, Gallows and Anderson, if used properly, could be an amazing team. And I personally think that, with that being said, if you move them over to NXT, they could be the exact same way that they were utilized in New Japan. That's why I say bring them down to NXT.
Okay.
Perfect.
So we've got Kevin Owens, Lars Sullivan, Heavy Machinery, R-Truth, Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, Eric Rowan, Rusev, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Sin Cara.
Alright, so
Sin Cara to 205 Live.
Sin Cara to 205.
Yeah, Sin Cara 205. We got Rowan. Is Harper technically on this list or no? Because I know he asked for his release.
Yeah, we got rid of him because he asked for his release.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, get rid of Rowan too. I'm sorry, he's just not believable.
I would argue to send him to NXT UK.
That'd be a little interesting.
Is he a foreign guy?
Cassius Ohno isn't. He does look more. He looks more foreign than Cassius Ohno.
He
True.
And nobody's nothing pisses off a foreign audience like that than Americans stomping on their ground.
If you're gonna send Sheamus over there, send Rowan too.
Yeah. Oh, they look like a team of gingers, don't they?
Yeah, true.
They could
if
dominate.
we're on the subject of foreigners, Rusev, right?
You want to send Rusev to NXT UK?
Yeah, NXT UK. Yeah.
You're really
NXT UK.
Okay. I will allow it. You gonna send Lana with him?
Yeah, definitely. Lana's a package deal with Rusev, I believe. I think we got a really good set down here.
Yeah, I don't want to move the women around too much because I don't think there's enough women to do so anyway.
You can't really.
For the women's division, it's more like, hey, how about hire some more women?
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah.
We don't want to cut anybody.
Well,
other than Tamina and Nia Jax.
Do we want to move Mickey to NXT to start training some of the chicks down there, like in the Performance Center, versus
considering
the roster now, I think we need Mickie James.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we definitely need Mickie James.
Definitely. Can we fire Rousey? Can we? Please? Please?
No, I wouldn't fire
please?
Rousey.
It's my fantasy. we're fantasy booking. That's supposed to be my shining moment in WrestleMania. She
it's
fucking
2-1,
took that
man.
away from me.
It's 2-1, man. Ronda Rousey, even though I don't necessarily love Ronda Rousey, I think she is a good fit for Raw.
Okay.
I do as well.
She'll be back in about a year to disappoint you all.
Yeah, and that's fine, but she's still a good fit for Raw. I think they let her have a loss, so now she's beatable, and now I can stand her probably.
Here's a person I think we should get rid of. That's actually on the 205 Live brand.
Okay.
Who's that?
Bye-bye, Arya Davari. Just... What can you do with him?
I would argue if you're going to get rid of him, send him to NXT
Actually,
UK.
No. You know what? There is a way. There is a way you can save Arya Davari and not fire him. You have to hire Sean Davari.
Sean works for a company. He's actually one of the producers.
All right, make him a wrestler, team him up with Arya Davari, and have them go for the tag team titles then.
Yep, because we've got the new division, so hire Davari.
Hey, never mind. I stand corrected. We're hiring another person.
Well, you're not really hiring him. He's still in the company.
Yeah.
He's just a producer.
Fair enough. Yeah. But he's not an active wrestler. So.
Yeah, we didn't even go with the inactive roster or the other personnel. So yeah.
And whatever you do not bring them to Saudi Arabia. Like they did last time, you morons.
So we have put 10 people in NXT to help balance the 10 people that
we lost.
Yeah, because Kushida helped balance the 11th of those that we lost.
True.
That's cool.
I do say, is there really any use for Cesar Bononi?
Well, he really hasn't done anything yet.
We weren't trying to purge the NXT 205 or NXT UK
because they're being pulled from enough. They need to, if anything, they need beefed up, and that's why we're leaving them alone for the most part.
That's why we figured instead of firing everybody, we can move them.
I talk about Cesar Bononi is because I feel like he's been giving opportunity after opportunity, and then when he ended up teaming up with that other Brazilian guy, that guy had a lot more potential. Like, a lot more potential.
What was that dude's name? Let me look it up real quick.
I don't know. Like, that's why I'm debating on Cesaro.
Adrian Joed.
See, my idea for Eric Bugenhagen was to bring in Joey Ryan and make them a tag team because they seem like very similar characters in different ways.
Vince would love that.
My idea for their tag team name was the Air Bangers.
Well, I mean, obviously they can't do the dick spot anymore. I mean, that's just...
Well, yeah, you'd have to severely tone down Joey Ryan's gimmick, but
before we do that, before you close your book, who all did we fire? Because we have to do this properly.
Oh, okay.
Just list them all off for me.
So, Baron Corbin gone. The B team to NXT. Lesnar gone. The Revival to 205.
Just who got fired?
They just got crossed out, so some of these might. So Ziggler's gone. Goldust is gone. Mojo Rawley's gone. I think where did we send? Did we send? Jose went to NXT.
Yeah.
But Mojo Rawley's gone. Heath Slater and Rhino are gone. Titus O'Neil is gone. Nia Jax and Tamina are gone. A lot of these we repurposed. That's why I wanted to mention those.
Okay. Well, I wrote down a lot of people we fired. One second.
Because we didn't fire anybody from SmackDown. We
also fired Victor.
Yeah, Victor.
So we moved a lot of people around, but they're going to be better utilized. So people that we fired,
it's funny.
We've come to terms with their real fantasy release, and we wish them the best
in their
fantasy future endeavors.
Yes, in their fantasy. I do have another one. What about Kona Reeves?
Kona, I think, is just beginning. I think he's going to do something amazing. I think he's going to be at least mid card after a bit, but right now, especially with the everybody being shifted around, they're really pushing at him to get more airtime, and the dude's size and everything, he's got the potential to be a great wrestler, but they haven't done anything with him yet. I think they will, though.
Yeah, we're trying to build NXT as a brand, and obviously 205 Live. So NXT, we're sending the B team, we're sending Fandango and Tyler Breeze. Cesaro's going over there. We're sending Connor, but not Victor. Noe Jose is going to team with Bugenhagen.
Yes!
We're also sending the team of the Good Brothers. To NXT UK, we're sending Killian Dane. We're sending Wolf.
Yeah.
We're sending Jinder Mahal by himself. Sheamus, Rowan, Rusev, and Lana. In 205, we're sending Shelton Benjamin for some sort of managerial role.
Yeah.
We're sending Mysterio, Aiden English, Sin Cara, and Daivari to join his brother in a tag team. We're also creating the tag team division and sending the Singh brothers. We're sending Lucha House Party, and we're sending the Revival and the Colognes.
How beautiful does that all sound?
Mm-hmm.
And this is pulled out of our ass.
And this creates an environment on Raw and SmackDown where you don't have superstars that you never see for months at a time.
Yeah. And then you get the experience on both ends as well for NXT and NXT UK. So you have superstars actually getting built up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I also want to kind of say the people that are behind the scenes have 365 days a year to come up with a good product.
Yeah.
We just came up with it in a matter of fucking 45 minutes?
Yeah,
Yes.
less than an hour.
They're not hiring the people that are watching the shows. They're hiring people out of college that want to write sitcoms and whatnot.
To their credit, the only thing I can think is something like this requires the logistics of something like this.
Yes.
So we can sit here and mark out and cross out names and send them elsewhere and whatever, but to actually do all of this in real life probably requires a lot of time and effort. And,
lawyers, red tape, all this other shit.
I don't know about that, but certainly time and effort.
Yeah.
I do. That thing that I would say about that is, though, if you make the time and effort, it's like that's all we're asking. I feel like they're not making the time and effort on the main roster.
Well, as many people as we fired, that would be a PR nightmare. I know that.
Yeah.
But
well, no, yeah. I mean, I know.
But the people we did fire, like, were I'm gonna say it, expendable.
we had a lot of demotions too. What surprised me is that everybody we fired was on Raw, including we fired some women, but they're on Raw even. But everybody that we did anything with on SmackDown, we just repurposed them. Like we sent Aiden to 205, Wolf, well, except Big Show.
But
okay, so Big Show we retired.
But you know the reasoning behind that, right?
Yeah.
Because SmackDown is a superior product with a bunch of wrestlers that are great that aren't being used, and they need used.
Yes, I agree with that, but I also think that another thing you wanted to do, and I've said this for years, by the way, is you wanted to differentiate SmackDown and Raw. You wanted to make Raw the sports entertainment program. You wanted to make SmackDown the wrestling program.
Yes.
Especially nowadays, that couldn't ring any more truer since you got a deal coming up with Fox. You know.
Well, to be fair, we didn't move anybody from Raw or SmackDown from brand to brand. They already did all of that. All we did was either fire people or send them down to NXT or to 205 Live.
Yeah, we didn't shift anybody around. This is post shift that we did. So that was the other thing that was concerning me, is the fact that you said it. We were writing down this list. It's like, holy shit! It's like, what? This is the list of the draft that's already happened.
Yeah.
So we worked with what we have now, and turned it into two really solid programs.
We got rid of the dead weight.
We chopped a lot of the fat off.
We actually and we
beefed up NXT, NXT UK.
Came up with 5 solid programs.
Yes.
Yeah. Now we have a tag team division for 205 Live. That ought to be sweet.
You're welcome, Noah.
And they can bring the lineage of the WCW Cruiserweight Tag Team Championships with them.
I'm going to say this right now, gentlemen, Stefan, James. This has been an honor to be actually a part of, because I think we done good.
I know you love the fantasy book. That's why I wanted to get you on one.
Oh yes.
So fantasy booking's always dope.
I guess,
especially with a guy who actually does a show that's fantasy completely.
Which is what we're about to get into. Plug away, my friend.
Yeah, where can we find you, James?
So I get the plug. All right.
Well, yes.
Good thing you mentioned that, guys. For those who don't know, I run a CAW Wrestling League. Sorry, you guys have seen yourself, but here it is.
Okay.
I run a CAW Wrestling show, which we have to play a week, but this is going to be a huge mega event. starting at 4 p.m. on April 27th, 2019. Those are all the people in the big 4 matches. You're going to see some crazy, crazy shit on the show, and I highly recommend that if you like CAW wrestling in general, to definitely give this a watch. If you just like pro wrestling in general and you liked the 90s feel to it, this is the show for you. If you like to just see people pull off crazy stunts, if you like to see people actually have character development, anything that you can think about that's good when it comes to professional wrestling, this is the show for you. Cool. Streaming at 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's an 8-hour mega event, ladies and gentlemen. We have so much content. We were able to fill 8 hours, and everyone's like, well, WrestleMania was at least 7 and change. Well, here's the difference. We actually, I believe, and I personally believe this, we have the content to fill that 8 hours, and it's all quality to fit into that quantity. So if you guys want to put that to the test, I suggest you give it a watch.
Absolutely.
There you
Cool.
go.
All right, so we want to thank you for joining us for this episode of the Rated R Remix.
That turned out awesome.
And if you would like to join us, let me say it again. If you would like to join us on a future episode of the Rated R Remix, the Rated R Review,
or the NXT party,
you can come help us review a future episode of NXT. Come have a spot of NXT with us. Just find me on Twitter. You can go to nodq.com/Stefan. That's Stefan. Or if you just want to look me up on Twitter, it's at Stefan R. Osborne, Osborne. As always, the R stands for restricted. You can also find this gentleman on Twitter.
At NoDQ General, and also on my Facebook group Armbar, all capital, ARNBAR, exclamation point. Growing in numbers, growing in conversation, having a great time in there. Join us. Stefan's an administrator. He can put you in there. James is a member. He pops in every now and then. And we just want to talk wrestling. Simple as that. So
simple as that. Hashtag simpleman. NoDQ.com/Noah.
Yes.
If you like this video, you should click the like button that's underneath me. If you like all of our videos, you should probably click the subscribe button that's underneath Jerry.
If you found this video, you like us already.
And somewhere in between there is the share button. Mm-hmm. That is important to us because we want to talk wrestling with more people. And we are growing this channel. We are well on our way to 100. We are at 72. Growing slower now. We had a boom when we started offering the exclusive content.
Yeah.
But we needed a new boom. So maybe the Rated R Remix will be our next boom.
This was a great program.
Yeah,
so,
I really enjoyed this.
Oh, yeah.
For the record, also, guys, if just to help you out here, think of it like Bop It. Subscribe to it, like it, share it. I'm
gonna get that as a like a voice recorder at some point. Just have the Bop It theme. Just have him subscribe it, share it.
And if you subscribe, hit that bell icon down there because that'll let you know when we finally go live. At 100 subscribers, we will go live with What's NXT. That's our weekly NXT review show. And we may go live with shows like this. We could have gone live with this one, but Jerry agreed with me. We're not at 100 people. Subscribers. Excuse me. I apologize for that. But thanks for joining us for this show. And hopefully we'll have more like this for you soon.
Oh, yes.
So, for the Arch Angel, James Hebert. For the General, Jerry Slaughter, I am the Wizard of No DQ, Stefan Osborne. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time.